So we have already learnt about the water, its presence on earth by various sources of water. Now we are going to learn about the how we are going to manage this water. But why there is a need to manage water? The water cycle is being on going to have rainfall and then to collect the water, and that collection of water is going to connect it with the ocean, rivers, lakes and whatnot. But so why there is a need to manage the water? So, as we already know that in the sources of water, we have learnt about the ocean, the seas, they are the salty water. They are the source of water, but that is salty. We cannot use that salty water. We need some fresh water. So, apart from 70% of water, only 2.5% of fresh water is being used. We can use, all right? So, you can see the value is so less, right? And it is in the form of glaciers, ice caps and glaciers. We cannot go up to the glaciers and just break that glacier down, and we can make use of that liquid or the water. We cannot do that, right? So we can easily realize that there is a water scarcity, water scarcity. Now what does this mean, water scarcity? We have learned about the water, but we haven't learned about the water scarcity. So water scarcity means that the water is present in very limited amount. Present in very limited amount. There is water, but we cannot use that water because it is in the salty form. We need fresh water to do our day-to-day needs, right? So that it is important to have sustainable water. What do you mean by sustainability? Sustainability means the resource that we are using today, the water, the precious resource which we are using today, we are going to use in the form or in a way so that our future generation can also make use of it. We are not going to consume the water up to that extent that we are not able to give our future generation. We need to give them, right? Otherwise they will not have the water. How they are going to survive without the water? So here comes the sustainable development or sustainability. So for the sustainability, there are many water management systems which are being provided to us, which are made by the humans or the government policies, so that we can make the use of water in a sustainable amount that can sustain on this earth, so that we can also use of it and our future generation can also make use of it. So this means only small amount of water is there. No, there is water scarcity. That is why we need to manage the water, or we need to conserve the water, to preserve the water for us and for the future generation as well. So the first step is how you are going to conserve the water. So our major source is rainfall only, for the water. So we can save these rainfall by the rainwater harvesting. People used to save the water in the area where is so less amount of water is there. So people used to store the rainwater on the roofs, and then they connect the tube, or the channel is there which they get connected to their roofs. You can see these tubes, this pipe which is going to be there in the underground tunnel. Okay, tank is there, and they can make use of water from the underground water. That is a rainfall. That is, from the rainfall they can use the underground water. They have stored the rainfall. So all this process in which we are storing the rainfall through the rooftops, that is known as rainwater harvesting. Now there is one more creative process, that is drip irrigation. Drip irrigation, it is a method of watering the plants. Only the optimum amount of water can go. When we make use of hose pipe and just water all the plants, which is not required, only optimum amount of water they need, right? So the farmers can do what they do. They see these are some taps, and these taps are connected to the channel or the tunnel, which is ultimately connected to a water tank. So water tank has a minimum amount of water in it, and this water tank has a channel which is connected to various taps. These are the certain taps, and there is a motor, water motor, which just get up the water, which helps in rising up the water level, so that and this level is going to connect with certain pipes which are connected with these small taps. Also, when these taps are they provide water to these plants. Also, some excess of water which are not required by the plants also fill up this tank. So in this way, we can give water to the plants, but in optimum amount. Okay. So in this way, we can help in conserving the water. Okay. This is known as drip irrigation. Okay. Water harvesting, drip irrigation. Apart from it, that is a modern way of conserving the water. There are also the ways in which our ancestors have stored water for us, that are bowries. You have heard about the bowries in Rajasthan or Jaipur, or the areas where there is very less amount of water is there. So ancestors used to do what? The bowries are the reservoir for them, or you can say the collection place of water. So it's a very important or a very interesting way to manage the water. So here people used to conserve the water. So these majorly these areas, or these are the rooms which are present in the underground rooms. They are majorly the underground rooms in their houses. And what happened, in these rooms where the water is being collected, also help in cooling up the whole rooms or whole house, because there is a water right inside the ground, so they can have the cooling effect as well. Okay, they can enjoy the cooling effect even in the dry places or the places where the peak summer occurs. These bowries help in giving the cool environment to them, and they are fulfilling one more aspect, that they can manage the water, they can conserve the water. Okay, so these are the bowries, bawris. So you can see, must have seen these in the movies as well, right? So that was all about the chapter, the water, a precious resource. Okay, so now we will study about some NCERT exercise questions or solutions, which we have already discussed in the content, but for the sake of the solutions, I have done it for you. You can take the answers from here. So first one is fill in the blanks. So water covers about 71 or 70% of the Earth's surface. Water is required for the growth of plants and animals. It is a renewable resource that we can renew it, we can reuse it, right? So dash is the process of replenishing the groundwater. We can recharge it, right? We can recharge it through rainfall. The rainfall which can get collected by the runoff water is going to collected by the underground water. So what we are doing, we are recharging it up, right? Dash is the largest source of fresh water on Earth, that is glaciers. Okay. Name the two sources of water. You already know many, like ocean, lakes, rivers. You can name two of them, right? What is meant by water scarcity? I have already told you that there is less amount of water. Okay, we can't make use of water for our daily needs. So there is insufficient amount of water. Explain the term watershed. So watershed is the excess amount of water which is runoff water that get infiltrated inside the underground water. So is an area of land where all the water that falls and then drains into common water body or get collected, like in a river, source, or any oceans, any source of water, right? So what is the importance of groundwater? It is very important, right? So by infiltration, we can make use of this groundwater for our day-to-day activities, for irrigation or any industrial purposes, right? Next question, how can water be conserved? Various management system I have already discussed with you. Rainwater harvesting is there, drip irrigation is there, bowries are there. Okay, so recycling, reusing, and already you know certain aspects in which you can help the earth to save the water. Like already know when not in use, you can turn the tap off, or if there are situation where you can despite of using the huge hose pipe, you can use the bucket, right? And also in the showers, we cannot while bathing we should not use the showers. You just need the bucket, yeah, and mug, so that you can save the eminent amount of water you can save, right? Then why is it important to save water? Because for the sustainable development, right? For the sustainability for the future generations, we need to save the water for them, right? How does a deforestation affect the water cycle? So here you already know that I have told you the basic aspect. Why do we need to plant more and more trees? For the transpiration, because transpiration is the reason for the rainfall, right? So If we deforestation is there happens, then there will be no trees, and how come we are going to have the rainfall then, apart from any water body? Because these plants are also helping us. Yeah. Describe two methods of water harvesting. So rainwater harvesting, check dams and reservoirs. I have already shown you in the content. Then what is meant by water cycle? So ongoing cycle in which we can manage the water, in which the collection of water can be done inside the sources, various sources of water through various process, that is evaporation, condensation, precipitation, transpiration. All these processes when occurs, that is known as water cycle. So it's a management of water which keep on going. It's a chain, right? So students, this was it for this chapter. I'm going to meet you in the next class. If you have any doubts or any questions you want to ask, or anything which I have not mentioned, so you can just comment down below. I'm going to answer it. So till then, keep on learning and keep on revising. Bye.